Fantasy Mania 2. The War on Valademkin City. Chapter 44. In a different part of Ukingda not far from Sita village. Looking up in the sky was our dear friend Saturn. He noticed the skyliner flying far above the ground heading north. He waved in hopes that Eiffel would see him. Soon Saturn continued doing what he enjoyed the most. And that was drawing new ideas for airships. He originally started the idea a few years ago. He noticed there had been lots and lots of junks from different areas of the land. And one day decided to use the junk to craft a way to get from one place to the next without being seen or attacked. And once Eiffel had discovered him, they teamed up and created the Skyliner. But some young boy from Karakup village had also taken interest in the idea. He began helping Saturn with savaging for parts not long ago. He told Saturn his name was Altro. Very interesting little boy. Soon Eiffel noticed a very small village in the distance and knew it had to be Sita. Arden stepped up in the front of the Skyliner and could feel his heart sink quickly. Ziboris placed his hand on Arden's shoulder and told him he knew this wasn't going to be easy, but had to be done. He nodded and they began to slow down. Soon people from Sita had noticed this enormous ship coming in and began to lower himself down on the desert sand on the outside of the village. They never had these types of things show up. So everyone there was curious. Soon Ziboris had thrown over some ropes, while Eiffel lowered the ladder and had Arden help hammer down the ship. Soon Ziboris had climbed down and they began their way into Sita village. Soon Allison's father had walked down the dirt path that went into the desert. He introduced himself to Eiffel. Soon a few more villagers had came as well. Zoe and Symbolus was there too. Once they had been welcomed, they told them that there had recently been a war between Valademkin City and a group of beings called Cries. Unfortunately their leader was killed. And we had to personally come here to notify you that Lucifant had been killed during the war. Once Zoe and his brother had heard the news, they lost it. Absorbing such news was impossible for any child to take in. They knew their world was over. Zoe screamed with tears coming down his face while running back home. Symbolus couldn't handle the news and to see his brother falling apart was insult to injury. But ultimately, the entire village was struck hard about the news. Lucifant was the kind of guy that helped anyone with anything. He was known by everyone. And truly displayed what a God-fearing man should be like. Soon Arden and the others had watched as everyone slowly walked back to their homes. They were saddened by how they felt, but knew one day everything would be okay again. Just not sure when. Soon they got back on the Skyliner and lifted into the sky. To be continued.